In this chaotic, confusing age, have you ever, on a quiet night, dreamt of a soft whisper, one that seems to come from ancient hidden truths? As old myths and dogma lose their shine, a 17th century philosophical giant, Spinoza, used the light of reason to tear apart the veil of illusion and reveal a heart-stirring secret. God isn't some distant, unreachable force. Instead, God is one with nature everywhere you look. Spinoza tells us that God lives in every gentle breeze and every leaf on a tree. He's the very essence of the universe, the invisible yet constant force flowing through all things. Today, we're setting out on a journey through time to dive into the inner world of this great thinker and uncover the secret of how reason and nature merge perfectly. Every ancient word and mysterious symbol seems to whisper. True revelations aren't found out there. They live in that never-ending light deep within you. So, are you ready to answer this mysterious call and embark on a soulful journey toward truth? Spinoza's ideas didn't just appear out of nowhere. They were born at a time of major change and clash. In 17th century Europe, religious strife and a new awakening of reason were colliding head-on. As traditional theology battled emerging science, a fresh worldview began to take shape. In the midst of this intellectual storm, Spinoza took a unique stance. He deconstructed the conventional idea of divinity. Instead of viewing God as some distant, unattainable figure, he argued that God is nature, that God is everything. This concept actually goes way back to ancient Greece with the teachings of Pythagoras and Plato. Back then, people believed that numbers, proportions, and geometric forms were the keys to unlocking the mysteries of the universe. During the Middle Ages, alchemists and mystics picked up this quest, secretly studying natural laws and cosmic order and recording timeless insights in cryptic symbols. Influenced by both Jewish tradition and classical philosophy, Spinoza eventually boldly claimed that God is nature. In his landmark work, Ethics, Spinoza presented a unified view of existence. There is only one substance in the universe, God or nature. Everything around us, from natural phenomena to human thoughts and emotions, is simply a different expression of this one reality. This idea shattered the traditional religious dualism that split matter and spirit, freedom and necessity, into two opposing forces. Not only did his ideas spark intense controversy at the time, but they also laid the groundwork for modern philosophy, science, and even art. Because his views were so radical, Spinoza faced harsh criticism and was branded a heretic during his lifetime. He was relentlessly suppressed by both societal and religious authorities. Yet, amid all that opposition, his ideas only grew more resolute and profound, inspiring generations to question and seek out the truth. As he argued, reason and nature aren't at odds. They're two sides of the same coin, working together to form the universe. This philosophical outlook not only reveals the endless possibilities of human existence, but also invites us to re-examine the deep, inseparable connection between ourselves, nature, and the divine. When we dive into the heart of Spinoza's challenging and inspiring ideas, we quickly see that his God is nature isn't just an abstract philosophical concept. It's a deep insight into the essence of existence. Spinoza believed there's only one reality in the universe, God or nature. Everything, whether it's the twinkling stars, winding rivers, or human thoughts and emotions is just a different expression of that one reality. This idea breaks away from the traditional view of God as a distant, untouchable being and instead offers a more unified, holistic view of existence. In his theory, the diversity we see at the world is only skin deep, masking an invisible and eternal force. Using rigorous logic, Spinoza merged the necessary and the random, the material and the spiritual, to show that everything is inextricably connected. As he famously said, there is nothing in nature that is contingent. Everything exists with a reason. This isn't just about his belief in cause and effect. It also implies that our thoughts and actions are governed by natural laws. In trying to understand complex human emotions or social phenomena, we're really trying to grasp that underlying, unifying principle. Looking closer at Spinoza's philosophy, his discussion of attributes is particularly striking. He argued that even though humans can only perceive two attributes, thought and extension, in reality, God or nature has an infinite number of attributes. This reminds us that our limited human perception can never fully capture the infinite scope of reality. It's like looking at a beautifully painted landscape that only shows part of nature's grandeur. Spinoza's idea pushes us to look beyond the surface and reach for that endless inner substance. Moreover, Spinoza used the precision of geometry and mathematics to showcase the order and harmony of nature. By exploring the delicate balance between the material and the spiritual, he seemed to reveal a secret. Understanding natural laws not only deepens our grasp of the universe, but also awakens the inner light of reason. His ideas act like a key, opening the door to higher self-awareness and showing us that true freedom isn't about escaping natural laws. It's about finding yourself within them and merging perfectly with the universe. So, Spinoza's God is nature is not only a celebration of the universe's unity, but also a call for us to value inner awareness. Anyone seeking wisdom can find something to connect with in his work because he reminds us that in this vast universe, each one of us is a unique spark, a part of the harmonious whole. That's the real magic of Spinoza's thought. It makes us rethink our relationship with nature and encourages us to discover and feel the divine power hidden in everything through both reason and experience. Digging into the deeper layers of Spinoza's philosophy, we see that his ideas go far beyond the simple "God is nature" mantra. He was trying to uncover the inner contradictions and unity of existence. Spinoza introduced the idea of attributes to suggest that this one true reality has countless facets. Even though humans can only perceive two dimensions, thought and extension. This limitation not only highlights the gaps in our self-awareness, but also pushes us to keep searching for a higher wisdom hidden beneath the surface. As an old alchemist once said, every layer of secret is a stepping stone to awakening the soul. Through precise logic and clever metaphors, Spinoza shows us that what appear to be separate matter and spirit are actually two expressions of the same underlying reality. Just like night and day or yin and yang, they depend on each other and can't exist without one another. Moreover, Spinoza's deterministic view offers us a fresh perspective. Even though he believed that everything is governed by an unbreakable chain of cause and effect, that doesn't mean we lose our freedom. On the contrary, he argued that true freedom comes from understanding and accepting these natural laws, so that we can rise above our blind emotions and impulses to make choices guided by reason. As someone wise once put it, freedom isn't about doing whatever you want. It's about seeing what's inevitable inside you and still choosing deliberately. This seemingly contradictory idea shows us that the human spirit still holds endless potential beyond mere fate. Spinoza also used clever geometric metaphors to illustrate the profound, harmonious order of the universe. Whether it's the omnipresent golden ratio in nature or the hidden laws governing the movement of stars, these clues remind us that every single thing, even the tiniest, has a connection to the whole cosmos. It's in this tension of opposites that we find the key to understanding how we resonate with nature. In doing so, Spinoza not only challenges the traditional rigid view of God, but also reminds us that reason and nature are two sides of the same coin. Ultimately, a deeper look into his philosophy reveals that Spinoza's ideas aren't just abstract theories, they serve as a practical guide for life. He calls on us to break down the barriers in our thinking, to truly experience the timeless laws of nature, and to awaken to our inner potential and transform ourselves. This blend of reason and intuition is like a beacon that helps us find our way out of the fog, showing that only when we truly understand our inner necessity can we enjoy a freedom that goes far beyond surface appearances. Even though Spinoza's ideas are deep and abstract, they're not out of reach. They can actually be woven into our everyday lives to create real change. For starters, you might begin with meditation, trying to internalize the idea that God is nature. Set aside some time each day to quietly observe the little changes in nature. Listen to the wind, watch the water, feel the warmth of the sunlight, and let those experiences serve as a bridge for your dialogue with the universe. When you close your eyes and imagine yourself as one with the earth and sky, you'll start to feel that boundless connection beyond your individual self. Next, consider deepening your understanding of Spinoza's philosophy by journaling your inner feelings. Write down your observations of natural phenomena, your reflections on life's challenges, and any insights that come to you during quiet moments. As Spinoza showed us, everything is just a different expression of the same reality, and recording these little insights can help you uncover the deeper patterns hidden behind everyday details. You can also apply the principle of unity of reason and nature when making decisions. When faced with a choice, ask yourself, does this decision align with the laws of nature? Will it help boost my inner harmony and balance? This approach not only helps you rise above fleeting emotional impulses, but also encourages you to view life's challenges with a more rational, big-picture perspective, leading to wiser choices that truly meet your inner needs. Additionally, discussing these ideas with like-minded people is a great way to put them into practice. Join philosophy meetups, reading groups, or online forums where you can share your experiences and questions. As the old saying goes, exploring together can light up the path for everyone. Finally, remember that every change in nature happens for a reason. Learning to flow with these natural laws not only helps you better handle life's challenges, but also lets you find your own peace and freedom amid the chaos. Spinoza's ideas remind us that true freedom isn't about running away from destiny, but about understanding and embracing these laws so that you can shape your life with reason and wisdom. By putting these practices into action, you'll gradually experience a profound shift as your inner and outer worlds begin to resonate in harmony. After this journey of exploration, Spinoza's wisdom shines like a ray of light in the darkness, gently but firmly illuminating our fresh understanding of the universe. He taught us that God isn't some distant figure hanging in the sky. It's nature itself, that omnipresent, ever-flowing essence. Every breeze, every drop of rain, every ray of sunshine quietly carries that same divine rhythm. When we learn to use the light of reason to see past appearances and tap into nature's inner order, we open the door to real freedom and inner balance. Spinoza's message reminds us that true awakening doesn't come from external rituals or prayers. It comes from sensing that unstoppable force that runs through everything deep within us. When you take a moment to quiet your mind and listen to nature's whispers, you'll realize just how closely connected you are to the whole universe. We're all part of this infinite whole, and understanding that is like having a key to endless wisdom. Today's discussion is just the beginning. Real insight comes from experiencing and practicing it yourself. I hope that on your journey to wisdom, you'll be bold enough to question, adventurous enough to explore, and always on the lookout for that truth of harmonious resonance with nature in your everyday life. Drop your thoughts in the comments and share the insights that have touched you deep inside. And don't forget to subscribe so we can all continue on this never-ending journey of wisdom, letting the symphony of reason and nature play the most beautiful soundtrack of our lives.